Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
The difference between you and me is I don't hide it. Everyone here is talking behind your back. I'm the only one saying it to your face. Stop it.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're talking about the new episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 4, Episode 7. This was a good one, so let's get started. There's a lot to talk about. We first see Angie, who is preparing for an Easter party that she's having, which I like that, and it was pretty funny that she hired this big bunny to give the invitations to the ladies, and the bunny did that to all of them. And he was like scaring some of them, surprising the others. I thought that was pretty cute. Okay, so then Whitney and her husband are together on a date night at some restaurant. They're talking about his new job since he is now back at work. He had a whole year off. He says it's a little bit overwhelming because it's a new routine. And she says, "You think you're overwhelmed? I'm sinking." And she starts to complain about cooking breakfast and getting the kids ready. Girl, welcome to being a mom. I'm not saying that he should sit back and not do anything, but complaining about taking care of your kids is crazy to me. Whitney then starts to complain to him about him not talking to her as much and that he took his wedding ring the other day and that it's making her disconnect from him. Then he says that he would like her to initiate the intimacy in their bedroom more. She starts to cry. I'm so over it. This seems like a forced, dumb storyline. And by the way, check out this confessional look. It's a new one by Whitney. Doesn't she kind of look like Leah McSweeney? The next scene is Angie and Lisa, who are at this store, which is pretty cool. It's a candle store, but you can actually do your own candle scent. So they're there doing that, and this young girl who's working there, goes up to Lisa and says, "Are you Jack Barlow's mom?" She was like, "Yeah." And then they start talking about this mission he's going on, who apparently this girl knew before Lisa, so that was funny. Then Angie tells Lisa about the party that she's throwing, which she invited everyone except Meredith. Lisa says that she's trying to move on with Meredith, but she is upset and thinks that it is so wrong what Meredith is doing. When I say doing, imagine me putting that in quotation marks, because she really ain't doing nothing. And as I said last time, Lisa, if you're trying to be friends with Meredith and like reconnect, don't put yourself in the middle. Just because you don't say anything doesn't mean that you're condoning what Meredith is supposedly doing. Just be quiet. Just don't take sides. But what Lisa says, which I do agree on, is that she questions why did Angie invite Monica? Because Monica is the one who truly put the rumor out there. She's the one who carried the damn bone and has been saying what the rumor is very proudly and loudly over and over again. And I think in that moment, Angie sort of realized that that was true and maybe she should take a different look at Monica. Okay, so then this next scene I love. So Mary is talking to her son and she says, "Why am I hearing rumors that you're married?" And he says, "Well, I am." Apparently he went to the courthouse with this girl in secret, and it's been about a year. The craziest part is that the girl lives in Mary's house. So after that, she then cries because she realizes that he's growing up and tells him never to think that he can't tell her anything. But she does say that he's going to need to man up, which I agree, because if you're living in your mom's house and your wife is also living there, I mean, you gotta man up. And, but given this, Mary should, look around the house because she might have some grandchildren living there that she might not know about. Next up, Heather has a FaceTime call with her oldest daughter, Ashley, which, not for nothing, she's pretty cute. I think she might be about a year or two older than me. But the conversation is mainly about Lisa Barlow's son and that he's going on this mission, which has left Heather feeling very uneasy because she doesn't support the Mormons and these types of practices, and the daughter is agreeing with her. And I understand Heather's concerns, but this is not gonna stop it. People are still gonna be Mormons, but I do appreciate her being open about it. Then Meredith goes over to Mary's house. Mary tells her about the son, and Meredith basically wants to know how is Mary doing now that she's part of the group again. And Mary says that she would think that these people would be grown by now. And as far as the problems, Meredith says that she would never spread the rumors about Angie's husband. Did she allude to them? Sure, but she would never actually say it because she says that she's an ally of that community. And Mary says, so you didn't get the bunny? Meredith says, what are you talking about? She didn't know because Angie didn't invite her. But Meredith is going to something else anyway, so she doesn't really care. Mary thinks that she will probably not go either if Meredith doesn't go. Mary says that she really has no interest in going to this Easter bunny hunt because these people don't resolve anything and bicker about everything. She had me laughing this scene. I loved it. Okay, so we get started with the party. Not for nothing, Angie did a great job with the decorations and all of that. Looks like she spent a lot of money. She also had stacks of $1 bills because it's like a tradition thing that they do. Mary does call Angie on the phone to let her know that she's not going to be able to go because she has to go to Vegas where she has another house that got flooded. But it's a good thing that she called Angie, and Angie says that she wished she would have came, but she understands. I think Angie wants Mary to like her, and I don't blame her. They have a priest come over. Angie's dad comes. He was a very hardworking immigrant. Her mom passed, so he had to be a very loving and hardworking father for his children. And he really instilled in his children the Greek culture. That was really nice to hear. Then Lisa comes, Heather, Whitney, Monica. Sean was already joking about having boyfriends, which at least he's joking about that. But the outfit he had on was a little too tight. Everyone was coming with their families. This was a family event. So husbands, children. Monica brought her village of children and her mom. And Monica's mom started flirting with Angie's dad right away. So then Angie gives a speech like to start the party off about Christ's resurrection, who died on the cross and resurrected 3 days later, which I don't like the way that they made it seem like she was trying to compare herself to Jesus. I don't think that's what she was trying to do at all. But they begin to eat. They had a whole lamb being cooked out in the fire, like spinning. When they're eating, Whitney asked about Meredith, like, where is she? And we did see a brief footage of Meredith and the event that she had, which looked like it was a great event. Her whole family was there. So they're eating. It was like buffet style, so they were getting up to get some food. And as Lisa and Heather did that, they start to talk about some things. So the first thing is that Heather just became aware about this little meltdown that Lisa had once she heard Heather was trying to mend things with Angie. Heather says, I think that we actually have a pretty deep connection. That's why, for example, I'm very concerned about the mission that Jack is going on. And this becomes an argument basically about Mormons, because Heather doesn't want him to go on this mission. Again, not for the Mormons. But Lisa says, you know what, you focus on being a bad Mormon, but I focused on me, my son, my family being a good Mormon. She doesn't want to focus on the negative. She wants to focus on the positive that the religion brings, which is fair. But Heather is not accepting it because she says Mormonism is the same for everyone. So they just, after going back and forth for a while, they just agree to disagree and not to bring this up again. Heather says that she won't and she will always support her son. At the same time this was happening, Angie pulled Monica to the side to talk to her about putting the rumors out there, Portia style. And so now all of a sudden Monica tells her that she didn't hear the rumors from Meredith. She heard them from the street, which isn't that interesting given that they all acted like Meredith had put it out there. Like, come on now. But Monica says that she heard the rumor from the streets, and she goes from 0 to 100 in like a few seconds. She says she starts screaming. She says, the difference between you and me is that I don't try to hide stuff. You hate people for bringing up the stuff that's already out there. And Angie says, well, I've heard things about you, but I don't necessarily put it out there. Now, keep in mind, Angie was pretty calm given how she's been with Meredith. this was, in comparison, this was actually Angie being pretty calm and trying to have a conversation. But Monica screams like, who cares if you've heard stuff about me? I'll put it all out there. I had a foreclosure. I had an affair. This, and that. She was becoming unhinged. So this is where the mom has to come over and tell her to please settle down. And in that moment, Monica transforms into a little spoiled, entitled brat. She starts to go off on her mother in front of everyone for just simply telling her to calm down. The more the mom told Monica to calm down, the angrier she got. And she starts to fight her mom. She starts to scream at her, insult her, just because she told her to calm down. Monica gets up and screams. This is embarrassing, and this is why I will not support Monica. I won't support someone who doesn't respect their mother and does it in public, like in front of children, women, men. That's so messed up. And since Monica speaks Spanish, I'll tell her que vergüenza. Like, it's embarrassing. It's so messed up. She blows up on her mom and gets her children and leaves and tells the mom, you can get your own ride. Now, I'm just trying to, summarize it, but it was pretty intense. And then she tries to cry in her confessional about her mom not being nice to her and she wanted a different mom. I don't care. Take your trauma, take your childhood sad story, and go with a therapist. Because this behavior is not acceptable. And I'm sorry that it sounds harsh. I'm usually not harsh like that. I have a lot of empathy for people. But what I don't tolerate is disrespect to the woman. Had it not been for her, you wouldn't exist. You wouldn't be here. She gave birth to you. And I feel like no matter how terrible parents might be, a child should never disrespect them like that. And I know, like, for some people they have sad situations, and I understand that, but that's just one of the things I think. And it's like, and again, it's also the aspect that this was in public in front of people, and her children were there. Does she not care about her children? Clearly she doesn't care about her children if she was willing to sleep with her children's uncle while she was married to their dad. But child, that was crazy. But again, this episode was really good. They dropped the mid-season trailer at the end of this episode. And you guys, I'm really excited for what's to come because Meredith is going to take over. And I think she's saying, y'all wanted to see a villain, y'all going to get a villain. So I can't wait. She's going to be making Monica cry. She's going to be making Angie mad. I can't wait for that. But as far as this episode, what were your opinions about it? And what did you think about Heather sort of putting herself, overstepping on the Jack situation, and about Monica and the way she treated Angie and her mother? Let me know, you guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.